Welcome to Fat Man Beyond. I'm Kevin Smith.
I am Marc Bernard.
Hey!
Oh!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Hollywood, California at the Scum and Villainy Cantina right here on Hollywood Boulevard. Put your hands together so the folks watching and listening at home know that you were real. This is the last time we get to do this for a minute. I'm sure we'll do it like once or twice before the end of the year, come December or something like that. But I head out fairly soon and start going back to work as a filmmaker. When I'm not podcasting, sometimes I make movies, if you believe that or not. So we're taking this movie we made called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot on the road. Tour kicks off October 19th in New Jersey, of course, fittingly. And there's 62 dates. The first half of the tour breaks right before Christmas, and so I imagine we'll do a couple more of these for the end of the year.
Okay.
And then we head back out on the road for like 2 more months and stuff. Tour is doing incredibly well, so thank you to anyone in this room and at home who bought tickets, man, because we've been adding shows like crazy and stuff. And I look forward to going out on the road. Like Jordan, Jason's wife, Jordan runs our company, and she's like, I feel so bad, like all these dates. And I was like, I don't. Like, I look forward to this, man. Like, I'm gonna watch that movie like every time, and it's not just 62 screenings, it's 62 dates. Sometimes there's 3 screenings a day and stuff. I'm gonna be watching it with the most receptive fucking audience to that shit on the planet. It's not like I'm showing it cold to a bunch of people who are like, well, I was either gonna see this or The Joker. Like, there are people who are like, I've been waiting to see this my whole fucking life. Here's my kid, his name is Brody, you know? And so I'm gonna enjoy every single screening of the movie. I can't wait to go out there and stuff. But it's gonna shut us down for a little while. Me down, but Marc is gonna continue doing shows. I saw.
Am, yeah.
Yes. When Fat Man Beyond goes dark, Marc takes things in a
darker direction.
Thank you. I was gonna attempt it. I was like, I don't think that's my place.
I was waiting.
What is it called?
Blackman Beyond. So yeah, the 20...
We got a spinoff. You're the Laverne and Shirley of this bitch, man. It's amazing.
I don't know. I'm more like the Maud of this bitch.
Our references are old. You're like the Flash of this bitch, man.
There we go. Yeah, on the 22nd of October, Tricia Helfer is going to join me here behind the bar.
Wow.
Yes.
6 right here.
Caprica 6, Head 6.
A mainstay of Battlestar Galactica here at the Scum and Villainy Cantina.
Indeed.
Yes.
And so she's going to pretend to be me, and I'm going to pretend to be you, and this is going to be weird.
What, she's going to be you?
Well, yeah, because I gotta stand over there, and then I gotta say all of the things, and then but then I still gotta be me because I gotta do the news. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah. All I'm hearing is I'm getting replaced by a white lady. Well, that's gonna be fun.
So
how many of those you got planned?
Right now I have 2 for sure. Tricia's gonna come on the 22nd, and Todd Stashwick is going to come here on the 5th of November.
Actor.
He is an actor. He's an actor and as big a Batman fan as I've ever met ever. He was on fucking Gotham. Like, that's how much a bigger fan he is than I am. I was never on Gotham.
I don't think you ever watched much Gotham either.
By choice. By choice. And then I think we're going to put together a show on the 29th of October, sort of a horror roundtable show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Based around what?
Based around it's 2 days before Halloween.
Ah, there you go. That makes sense. Fucking A. That's
calendars. So yeah, putting together who's going to be the guest list for that. I think Clark Wolf is going to come back. She was a guest once before when you were gone. I'm hoping that Jen Yamato from the LA Times is going to come down, and then LaToya Morgan, who's a TV writer. And we're going to talk about fucking horror and ladies in horror and how it's a different experience for women to watch horror than it is for men. And I'm just going to watch and shut up. As is my job.
Well done, man.
Yeah.
All right, so you got that to look forward to. There's still activities going on here.
And like next Tuesday, if you guys are just so craving hanging out with one of us, at the Alamo Draft House downtown.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
they asked me, it's like, hey, do you have a movie that you'd love to come and introduce on the big screen? And I said, I'd love to do Attack the Block. And they said, yeah, you should do Attack the Block. And so next Tuesday at the Draft House, I'm going to introduce and talk about and hang out. And so come watch fucking Finn and Doctor Who kill aliens with me at the Draft House. And there's beer. It's like being at a bar, really. Just there's also a movie involved.
Have you been there to the one downtown?
I've been there twice. I went for the opening night and I went for a birthday party. And both of
What was the birthday party like?
Birthday party was fucking amazing because this dude, his wife threw him a surprise Raiders of the Lost Ark birthday party. So everybody showed up like in fucking cosplay. I wore the I'm the only black dude in Raiders outfit, which is basically just me. Like I didn't need to put on a ton of shit, and I had a little captain's hat.
Is there a black guy?
Katanga, who's the captain of the
Holy shit, you're right, yeah. Oh my God.
Leave us the girl. It will help minimize our losses on this trip. You know,
you memorized your one line for the part, man.
White slavery for the win, yo. So yeah, a bunch of people were dressed up in cosplay. We went in, we watched the movie. They had an obstacle course before the movie started.
Get out of here, big boulder?
They had a giant beach ball. I know, right? So first he has to do like a little hopscotch on Jehovah, but the Latin alphabet begins with an I.
Right.
And then he had to limbo under the fucking like spiky thing, and then take a shot, and then punch a Nazi in the face, and then run around the theater. And as he ran around the theater, he was chased by the giant fucking beach ball boulder.
It's pretty impressive, man.
That's kind of rad.
Yeah, that's a party.
That's a party. So yeah, man, I like it down there. I'm glad it's as far away as it is, because if it was closer, I'd be there all the time.
All the time.
All the fucking time. But
So
I'll be there
treat
next
it like
Tuesday.
a treat at this point.
Yeah,
Nice.
treat yourself.
All right, so you can go see Marc when?
Next Tuesday, 9 p.m. at the Alamo Draft House.
Beautiful.
Attack the Block.
Look at you getting out there, man. Brand building.
Trying, baby. I'm trying.
I like it. What else you been doing? I saw you put up a tweet about like you had
Pray
a
for
busy
me?
day. Yeah.
Today begins 4 pitch meetings that I have for a television show that I invented, and I'm now trying to get networks to want to put on the air. So it involves me sort of going into these rooms and doing a little tap dance, and then telling them sort of soup to nuts what the show is for about half an hour, 40 minutes. Of like, here are all the characters, here's the world, here's what the first season looks like, here's what the second through 5th season looks like, and then give me hundreds of millions of dollars to make it.
Yeah.
So it's a small ask. I mean, it's casual. It's not like pressure or anything.
Right.
But I can't say very much more beyond that. I can't say what the show is. I can't say where I've gone. When I can, I will.
Right.
But the process is very much like...
Do you like it? I hate pitching. Feels too hat in hand to me, which I got no problem receiving help or something like that. But like, you know, it's if I don't get a yes, the thing doesn't happen here. I don't like to play it like that. It's too Vegas to me. I like to cheat, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that it's gonna happen. Never mind leaving my fate up to some other fucking fool.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I like about it is that I love this story and I love this project, so getting to talk about it.
And you need money to do it.
And I need the money to do it. But like, if some dude wants to talk to me for 45 minutes about a thing that I love, then, I mean, I do that here for free. Well, you pay for it. Shh, don't tell him. But no, like it's super fun. Like to talk with enthusiasm about a thing that you like is kind of dreamy. It's why you get into this business, to help tell stories and to help tell your own stories.
Pitching, like, did it live up to what you thought it was before you ever went in and pitched something?
No, because there's not like every time I go in and pitch, I expect like Orson Welles to bring out the Standard Rich and Famous contract at the end of the pitch. He never fucking does, because A, he's dead and that's not how it works. But the first time that I pitched this thing, I was pitching to studios, now we're pitching to networks. The first time I pitched it was a week after you had a heart attack. And then, yeah, remember? It's a whole thing.
Now I'm starting to tie the two together, man.
Yeah.
You're like, my best chance at fucking selling this is a sympathy play. My buddy's dead, it's an instant sale.
Well, yeah, like you had a heart attack, and then a week after that, I was at a comic book signing for a friend, and I was driving home and like didn't feel right.
Right.
And then I went home and my wife's like, oh, you should maybe take your blood pressure. And I did, and it had like 4 numbers on it, and it's only supposed to have 3. And she's like, oh shit, you need to go to the emergency room. I said, oh shit, I need to go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room, and I said, I think I'm having a heart attack. Are you sure? How do you know? My best friend just had one and he told me all of the things, so I think it's that.
They're like, stop listening to Kevin Smith on Twitter, man. He's not a heart doctor.
But he's played one on TV. And so it turns out that I wasn't having a heart attack, but like any number of other issues like high blood pressure and hypertension and, you know, pitching a television show. Like, are you under any stress? Like, yeah, I'm going to go and ask these people for like hundreds of millions of dollars to make a TV show. So stress then. Yeah, stress then. But the day after I went into the ER, I had the pitch. And I went in and I sold it in the room. And I'm like, well, now I need to go to the ER before every fucking pitch. Because now that's the whammy. Like, if I don't have like a fucking wrist bracelet around that has my name and my social security number on it, then I will have failed.
Welcome back, Mr. Bernardin. Is it Netflix today? Yeah, that's my neck.
Yeah, clear. So yeah, that was a more interesting experience. Just because it felt a little bit like, you got nothing to lose, man. You just survived a not having a heart attack. It's all good.
Yeah. And then sold the show.
You
didn't have a heart attack and you sold the show. It's like, what the fuck?
See?
Somebody really turned the simulation up, man. This is great.
You should try that next time.
What do you mean?
Don't have the heart attack and then sell the TV show.
I'll be honest with you. I had the heart attack and I've really benefited from it, man. Like, I talk about that now, you know, before the heart attack, I was always like, I made Clerks. Ever since the heart attack, I'm like, I had a heart attack. Like, it gave me something new to talk about finally. After like 25 years, I'm like, something else happened. I truly benefited from it, man. I mean, obviously, like, saved my life in many ways and stuff. But like, you know, I'm doing tons of press this week, next week, because the movie's coming out. So I tell this story. Or it's not even a story. I use this line quite a bit because they're like, you got a big cast in this movie. And I was like, oh, yeah, man. I said, that has everything to do with the heart attack, man. Because I'd call up people and be like, hey, you want to come down to New Orleans and be in Jay and Silent Bob and take like an hour? And people would be like, New Orleans, man, that's a long flight to go work for an hour. I don't know, Kev. And I'd be like, you do remember I almost fucking died last year. And they're like, all right, I'm coming and shit. So I said we should credit the fucking heart attack with the casting on the movie because it really brought the cast together and shit.
I went to the movies.
What'd you see?
I saw Astra. Wow.
Oh my Lord. Fucking Brad Pitt over there. How was it? It looked to me very interstellar-y.
It's I admired it more than I liked it. You know, like it's
sounds like Interstellar.
It sounds like Interstellar. It's gorgeous to look at. James Gray, who directed this thing, like he squeezed every dollar that they had out of it.
Nice.
So it's got a very like Kubrick vibe. But it is so like weirdly emotionally distant because if you've seen the trailers, there's a lot of voiceover from Brad Pitt who's telling you his emotional state, which makes it almost like a documentary after a while. Like Brad Pitt is narrating his own story. And not that documentaries can't be emotionally engrossing, because they totally can be.
Yeah, that one about Mr. Rogers made me cry like a fucking child.
For sure. Like Free Solo was maybe the scariest thing I'd seen in a long while.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not see Free Solo?
I didn't, and everybody keeps telling me to watch it.
It's amazing.
But I mean...
He dies.
Fucking spoilers, man. What? Does he?
Maybe.
I'll be honest with you, man. You made me that much more interested in watching it. Everyone I know is like, oh my God, it's breathtaking. You got to see it. And I'm like, I never go outside. Why would I watch a movie about a guy who only goes outside?
Because that's the way to live life, man.
Is it outside?
No,
is that
through a screen watching other people do shit outside.
Fucking A, man. A Black Mirror life for me.
But like it's beautiful. There's a couple of really interesting scenes. Does
he fight a space monkey? I saw that.
There are in this weirdly intellectual treatise on like, you know, fathers and sons and like Heart of Darkness, going to rescue my dad on the edge of the galaxy. There's fucking space pirates and like rabid like
space pirates.
Yeah, no, on the surface of the moon, where apparently it's like corporatized and there's a bunch of different rival factions and shit. Like just over the crust of the future. But yeah, so Brad Pitt's got to drive from fucking Sea of Tranquility base to the dark side of the moon to take a ship that'll then take him to Mars, that'll then take him to Neptune.
Oh, a ship. I'm like, what? The plot is he's got to drive and take a shit? I was like,
on the
are you
dark
sure
side of
Kevin
the moon?
Smith didn't direct this movie? He's taking a ship to the dark side. Why? Nobody's gone there before?
No, that's where the secret government shuttle launches from the dark side. Why it's always the dark side, I don't know. But it's and so he's on this fucking buggy, the buggies that you've seen on the fucking Apollo landings. Mm-hmm. But he's driving, and then a bunch of other buggies come around him, and then they're like shooting space guns at each other. Like, I did not see this coming.
Like pew pew pew.
Yeah, literally, they have to say pew pew because they can't say bang bang because there's no air, so nothing can bust. So
how do they play it in the scene? Do you hear anything, or is it just wordless, silent?
It's super silent except for when somebody is in the frame who's holding a gun. You hear the muffled sound of the gun go off. But there's no explosions, there's no nothing, just music and silence.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, all right, this is cool. Space moon pirate car chase. Didn't see that happening. And then he goes to a space station that calls for a distress signal, and it turns out that they were doing animal testing, and a bunch of rabid baboons are loose on this space station. I was like, fucking A! Brad Pitt's got to fight rabid baboons on a space station.
Finally, something's happening in this movie.
Yeah, and then things stop happening, and then there's lots of longingful glances at planets, and somber voiceover about I got to get my dad. How am I going to get my dad?
It's a parent-child thing?
It's a parent-child thing. So it's a bit like Apocalypse
Why do they
Now.
always, every time they want to do a parent-child movie, they're in space? It's always got to be in space.
It's always got to be in space. I mean, it tries for some of the remoteness and sort of veracity of something like Gravity.
Yes.
But with none of the emotional content of something like Gravity. So it's really pretty to look at, but ultimately not about very much.
I'm trying to remember Gravity. Gravity opens pretty hardcore, and then spoilers, he don't make it, right? And then it's just
Clooney
her
doesn't
by
make it.
herself for a long time.
One of the most amazing experiences I ever had in a theater was I was watching Gravity, sitting just behind Buzz Aldrin. And
Was he sitting there the whole time going, bullshit?
A little bit. He'd sit there, he'd be super silent, and he'd be like, it's messier than that in space.
He would say that out
Yeah,
loud?
he'd be like, nothing's that clear. It's full of garbage. 50 years ago, it was a fucking dung heap because all the satellites don't go anywhere, so they just stay in orbit. It's yeah, you can't. But then he would say, oh, that's India, because he knows what India looks like from space. This is so weird.
All I'm getting out of this story is maybe the most irritating person to watch a movie with would be Buzz Aldrin.
And yet, kind of awesome.
Kind of awesome.
Kind of awesome.
A real American hero.
But yeah, this ain't Gravity.
Well, fuck. I'll sooner or later I'll see it because I like Brad Pitt, and but I wasn't kind of rushing out to see it. Just like I'm sure Brad Pitt ain't rushing out to see Jay and Silent Bob Reboot coming soon.
You never can tell.
What did I do this week? I didn't go to a movie. Over the weekend. I went to present again because I'm on the press rounds. I went to iHeartRadio, their festival in Vegas and stuff. And that was probably the largest crowd I was ever in front of. They're like, you're going to present with Ryan Seacrest. And Ryan Seacrest, occurs to me like the president of the United States, not our current president, but the one from the movies. Anytime you see somebody whose life is scheduled down to the second. He showed up literally 12 seconds before we had to jump out on air and stuff. Expertly fucking delivered his thing. We walked off stage, and he was like, great to see you, man. And he was off like a shot.
There's a chopper waiting for him.
Totally and shit. He's like, I got to go save the president. And it was pretty impressive, but I never seen a crowd that big. It was at the arena out there in Vegas. And boy, it was a big fucking crowd. I saw Mumford and Sons perform real close. There's about 86 dudes in that band, man. There's a lot of... I didn't know who the lead singer was. What
does it feel like when 86 dudes all go hey, ho, hey, right in front of you?
I don't know, man.
Heart palpitations?
They were they told me at one point, because we went out to the floor, and then we were going to have to get ready for the presentation thing. So they were trying to get back, and they were moving traffic in front of us and shit. And so they were like, you got to wait. And I was like, I will wait.
Did they Star is Born you? Did they like call you out on stage? Like, Kev, you got to sing this song with us.
Could you imagine? That'd have been amazing. I'd be telling a way different story tonight. That's how I'd open. I was like, I sang with Mumford and Sons, and I know which one the lead singer is.
Whoa!
Is that your impression of Mumford and Sons?
No, that is my alley from Star is Born.
Oh, fuck.
I went there.
Just taking me to that movie. I'm suddenly thinking about that flick. And I like that scene in the parking lot where, you know, he puts peas on her hand and shit.
It's adorable.
Cool.
You know, for a drunken degenerate, he's cute.
I liked his delivery too, man. Like, I think he's talented. That movie's good. It's actually, I watched it when it came out in the theaters, and then I watched it again when it hit home video and stuff. Because the first time I watched it was with my mother, and I'm pretty sure it made her wet. And then,
There are times when I see them coming, and there are times when they just hove in from periphery and just hit you in the face.
Second time I watched it at home, I appreciated his craftsmanship even more. I thought he was a really good director. All right, so wait, what was I did that. What else did I fucking do? There's something happening. Oh, that's right, it's this. This week, ladies and gentlemen, at the Herbarium, which is a weed dispensary on La Brea, right by the Target, you know, Best Buy Plaza and stuff. We're introducing me and Jay moving into the weed business. In Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, a part of the plot is Jay and Silent Bob create 3 strains of weed: Snoogans, Snoochie Boochies, and Berserker. And so I always wanted to, like, you know, fuck, I wanted it to be real in real life and shit. Like when we did Tusk, for 1 month there was 2 strains of Mr. Tusk and White Walrus weed that was available at Buds and Roses, and I was like, that's so cool. But this is like this is my dopey little kind of dream where I'm like, if we can make the weed happen in real life, like, then it was all worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it doesn't matter what people think about the movie. It's like, yeah, but it gave birth to our little weed business. So my favorite weed in the world is put out by Caviar Gold. I fucking love this shit. It's amazing. It's the weed that, like, smokers smoke to get high. So Caviar Mike, the guy that runs the company, met with me, and I was like, I want to make these 3 strains of weed. And he was like, done. So on Friday, the 27th, at Herbarium, starting at 4:20, you can literally buy weed from Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob are going to be there presenting their new strains, me and Jay. So people buy like 3 joints and we take a picture with them and shit like that. And just Mike, who runs Caviar, like, he had this idea where he texted me out of the blue somewhere. He was like, hey man, what if we put little comics into the pre-rolls? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you know how you get the gum and you open up the comic strip? I was like Bazooka Joe? He's like, yeah, but Berserker Jay. And I was like, yes! So I wrote like a bunch of different comics. Like, it's so fun because it's 3 panels, so it's fucking easy as shit. So a bunch of 3-panel strips that Steve Stark, who did Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie, he drew, and so each joint comes with a little like comic strip rolled up in it, and if you collect all 10, you could turn it in and get a free joint. But in 2 of the joints that go on sale on Friday, because that's when we debut the weed, Mike put in a golden ticket, so you could win $1,000 as well, just for smoking weed, man, which is amazing.
They should be able to win your house.
What do you mean?
Like fucking Wonka style. Like, they got the golden ticket. Come in here. Come with me.
No, we can't give away the shop. I'm just getting into the weed business, man.
World of pure imagination.
Now, they will be in a world of pure imagination once they smoke this shit, I assure you. The Snoochie Boochies is Caviar Gold's first sativa, and it tastes like maple syrup. It tastes like you're smoking Canada. It's pretty impressive. So Friday, it begins at 4:20, man. I'm going to throw these up here on the bar. I'm sure someone will, you know what? Someone pass these out as folks leave. Feel free to attend or not attend and stuff. But yeah, I'm squarely in the weed business.
I love the fact that America is a place where a Hollywood filmmaker can make his dreams come true.
Yes, you know, it was kind of sweet. I'm so delighted that, like, after years of selling weed, being a fake weed dealer in the movies. I get to be a real weed dealer in real life. And my mother was like, always like, just don't become a drug dealer. And now I am, so. All right, is that all the opening stuff we got?
Almost. Before we get to the news.
Yes.
There's a couple in the crowd who reached out to us and said, hey, you know what would be awesome? We're having a baby, and we don't know what gender this baby's going to be. So would you guys be down with doing the gender reveal on Fat Man Beyond?
Fuck yeah, yeah.
And I said, fuck yeah. So Richard and Katie, where are you guys? Hey! Oh. Come on, gang.
Hi.
How are you? You must be Richard.
Yes.
How are you? Give it up for Richard and Katie, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is a relatively new thing in the world of kids. When I had a kid, there wasn't a thing where they could, you're surprised they fucking told you and shit like that. How did you avoid finding out what's inside of you? It sounded dirtier than I meant to, but you know what I mean. Like, how do you avoid, like, do you have to tell them in advance, like, if you fucking breathe a word, you'll ruin everything, like to the doctor who's going to deliver the baby? Like,
Yeah, well, that has been sitting, well, they called and said, we have the results, and she heard and said, I don't want to know, because I made a bet with her that if y'all said yes, then we can fly here today and do this. So, we did that.
wait, who won the bet? You?
Yeah, Marc said yes.
Wow, man.
And that has been sitting on our counter for about 3 weeks, and she's been going crazy.
Oh, shit.
3 weeks? Fuck that bet. Why didn't you open that envelope? He'd get over it. Oh my God. All right, so this is a big deal, man, and we're just like fucking prolonging it.
I know.
But I really gotta know. Do they give you this? Like they sent it to you?
So we did some genetic testing, and they called us with those results, and then they said they would leave that at the desk for me to pick up the next appointment. So that's what we
Wow,
did.
man. All right, what are you guys hoping for? Or I mean, are you on the same team about it?
I mean, I know everybody's
Somebody
like...
goes a baby. Of course they're hoping for a baby.
Yeah. Like, I know everybody's like, I just want the baby to be healthy and 10 fingers and 10 toes and all of that shit. He wants a boy.
Boy?
And I'm good either way.
Either way.
Just baby.
How come nobody ever says dragon? That'd be, especially in this bar. All right, so either sex is good, man. All right.
All right, let's
Big
do this.
deal, man. Anything you want to say before this happens? This is the last moment of the rest of your life. Like, I have a kid, and it all changes, man. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. There is a better sex. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. But anyway, in any event, this is a big moment. This is the last moment of your young lives and stuff. From now forward, you're always going to know what's on the way, whether you're going to have a boy or a girl. So, last thoughts.
Make it a boy.
We can't do that for you.
Yeah, I mean, we could try, I guess. Like, I believe you're the one that has to make it a boy or girl, right? So why don't you make it a fucking boy? If I remember my baby making correctly, a boy is the easier one to make, right? Like it takes fucking super sperm to turn it into a girl. Maybe that's just what my wife told me. And I believed her. I was like, I have super sperm? She's like, yes, you do.
I was going to say the baby's the easiest part. Make it. That's the easiest thing that makes a baby.
That's true. All right.
Now you realize once we open this, we also have to be there for the birth, and you have to. If it's a.
Are you looking for prima nocta rights, man?
No, I'm just saying. We're going to deliver this baby because now we're in that business. If you can sell weed, I can be an OB.
That's true. And I support your dreams, so please let him deliver your baby.
All right, who's got a drum roll?
I'm going to be honest with you. This envelope is already. Hey, stop it. The envelope is torn.
Yeah, JC opened it to make sure that it wasn't like crazy medical tech that we wouldn't be able to decipher.
Hold the fucking phone. This poor woman's been waiting how long to open the envelope, and she resisted all fucking urges, and it gets here, and JC's like, oh.
Well,
So I'm the only one who knows.
You do know? You looked?
Yes.
Seems unfair.
All right, great. Back to the drum roll. Drum roll.
Drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep drumming.
Okay, we have a winner. There is a baby and there is a sex.
There totally is. Often.
Kids, it's a
a
boy!
Yay! Oh, woo!
Thank y'all.
Give it up for him. They're gonna have a boy.
Sharpie.
Oh my Lord, give it up for him. Congrats, kids.
Oh, Richard and Katie.
You'll want that envelope, Katie. You could take that envelope now and you could either keep it and put it in a scrapbook or burn that fucker that taunted you for so long. There you go. Frame that one. There it is, man. Oh my God, life. How awesome. Sweet, man.
I know.
Yeah, that's great. Fuck. I've never been involved in one of those.
Me neither. I mean, I've had 2 children and they revealed their genders, but I wasn't an envelope.
Yeah.
It was a uterus.
Yeah. No, I've never been involved in somebody else's. Like, it's kind of cool. Could be a new thing.
I know. Come on down for gender reveals.
Or we just stop talking about pop culture and all we do are gender reveals. You know, because they have babies all the time, man.
I mean, at least once a day.
Totally. What was the, just real quick, what was the bet? Hold on, JC's coming back with a mic.
Of which part? Like,
What was the bet that got you here?
she doesn't really watch y'all's show, but I watch this and Hollywood Babylon, and I told her, I was like, I love these guys, and if one of them says yes, can we just fly up here and do it? And she said, yeah, sure, not thinking y'all were going to say yes.
So that's not a bet. She was just more like, I love you and I'll do anything for you. But in the back of her mind, she's like, they're never going to fucking call this guy. And then when they called you, you're like, aha!
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the kind of person I'd want to have a kid with too, you know? That's beautiful, man. Well, thank you for letting us be a part of that. That was fucking sweet. All right. That was neat. We have no further opening business?
We have no further opening business.
Let us go right to the fucking meat of it all. Mr. Marc Bernardin, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this, before he was out there pitching TV shows, he was a guy that was a news hound, man. He was a journo, a hack, if you will. And they call him that, right?
Yeah,
News
totally.
hacks.
I mean, I was also.
A hack of a hack. And he's the guy responsible every episode for digging up the news because he's got a nose for news. Marc found some news for us. Give it up for Marc Bernardin. He's got the news.
Did you watch any of the Emmys on Sunday night?
I did not. What was I doing? I watched Succession,
Okay.
which I fucking love. And what else did I watch? I think that was it. Then I actually went back and watched like previous episodes of Succession. The Emmys did happen. I heard
The
that
Emmys
later
did
on.
happen.
And Game of Thrones won something.
Game of Thrones won Outstanding Drama Series.
Did they ever do that before?
They have indeed.
All right.
So it's not quite the like, hey, you did it, gang. The way the Oscars pulls it, like, yeah, all right, Return of the King gets to win Best Picture, but really it's for all 3 of them.
Right.
You know, like Al Pacino wins for Scent of a Woman, but really it's for the other 40 movies you've made before that are way better.
Denzel won for
Training Day and
when
not
it should have
Malcolm
been
X.
Malcolm X, yeah.
So the Oscars will do the sort of Make Good / Lifetime Achievement Award. So this felt a little bit like that, if only because we all watched the 8th season of Game of Thrones.
Right.
And we're all like, well, outstanding? I mean, good. At
Standing.
parts. Standing. No.
What was it up against?
It was up against, I don't remember the total litany of it, but
Like, what is another drama?
Ozark, This Is Us.
Are you fucking shitting me? Game of Thrones was in the same category as This Is Us?
Yeah.
That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. One has a dragon.
It does. It really does. This Is Us has gotten weird in the last 3 seasons.
Wow, that's fucking strange. And then what won Best Comedy was Fleabag?
Fleabag won
I
Best
did
Comedy.
love that so much.
Yeah,
like, that's
it's super
so
strong.
fucking great. She's talented, man.
And Dinklage won for Best Supporting Actor for like the 4th time.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
Anyone else win from Game of Thrones?
No.
Kit Harington? No.
No. They all showed up, though, including Gwendolyn Christie.
I saw a picture of her looking very tall.
She's huge. And
She looked like a Catholic saint.
precisely. As very beatific, very
Yes.
just like casting blessings on the entire crowd.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the lowest rated Emmys, I think, in history. Some of it because there was, I mean, you tune into the Emmys for a show like that, half the time because of who's hosting the Emmys. You know, it's always like, oh, it's fucking Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Oh, it's Colbert. Oh, it's, you know,
Who was
John
the host
Oliver.
this year?
There was no host this year.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Why?
I think because they'd done it for the Oscars when the whole
Yeah, but that was
Kevin Hart
because they had a
implosion-
fucking issue where they're like, we lost our host.
Right. But like it seemed to have worked out okay. Like the ratings didn't dip for the Oscars, like it seemed to hold steady, and they're like, well, maybe we could try this shit. Maybe we'll see what happens. But it turns out that for the Emmys, people want to actually hear somebody tell jokes. And like do a dumbass musical number.
That was missing as well?
They eventually did a dumbass musical number, but it was like in the middle of the show, and who the fuck wanted that then? You got to come heavy with the musical number, or don't come at all.
Or don't at all. Well, what does this mean for the Emmys? Will they finally fucking stop this thing?
Yes, this was the last Emmys.
Did Bill Hader win an award?
He did. He won
Good,
for
'cause then
directing.
That means for directing?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those Barry episodes are very well directed, and he did direct quite
He
a
won
few.
for directing, and Jason Bateman won for directing a drama.
Those episodes, the Ozark episodes,
Yeah.
are very well directed too. Both of those fucking shows I've watched and been like, these guys are better directors than me. And my wife's in the room. She's like, they're all better directors than you, Kev.
But you made a girl.
Your sperm's powerful. Changed a boy into a girl. I got that going for me. That
you
and
did.
Clerks.
And heart attack.
And the heart attack. Checking all the boxes. All right, did you bring up the Emmys for a reason other than to gloat at the fact that the ratings dropped?
Just the Game of Thrones of it all. Just the final farewell to that show.
I said my goodbyes.
I was there. There was
Yeah.
a giant tree behind us and everything.
I remember that.
So, moving on. They are the Batman picture that Matt Reeves is directing.
Which is starring Rob Pattinson.
Correct.
There's been another potential casting. Is that what you're going to talk about?
There's been 2 other potential castings.
Oh, I heard that too. That's right. I heard them both
yeah.
last night as well. This is exciting, man.
Jeffrey Wright.
Say it. Say it.
What do you want me to say?
Playing.
The Commish.
Brilliant. Excellent choice.
Yeah.
The moment I saw that in print, I was like, wow, what a great
I
fucking
will
call.
take that in a heartbeat.
Yes. He's got the perfect fucking gravitas for that role. And he's a great actor enough to pull off like, you know, because Commissioner Gordon's got to be like fucking, he's my partner, man. Like, I'm hungry. I believe in Batman and shit. But there always has to be an air of like, I can't believe I believe in Batman. Like, you know, he's risking a lot for a dude who's just like, you don't know who I am. I'm gonna put a stapler in your neck.
Yeah, like if he can make like Felix Leiter an interesting character in the Bond movies, who only gets like 4 lines in any one of those movies, but when he rolls up and says, "I'm a brother from Langley," he's like, "Yes, you are."
That might make him a man who walks between 2 worlds, because isn't he supposed to be the voice of Uatu?
He is on
the
What
What
If
If series. So he'll be Marvel, 1 foot in Marvel, 1 foot in DC. He's got that sweet big 2 comic money coming, man. Fuck, I want some of that. All right, so wait, but that's the one big casting thing, which I thought was brilliant enough. If they just said that would have been big news.
That would have been enough.
But then the bigger news was this.
Jonah Hill.
Now, instantly the internet was like, oh, come on, it better not be Penguin and shit. That's too on the nose. And it turns out it's not Penguin.
Last I read, I'm not sure if there were updates later today, but it was unspecified villain role.
I heard the Wrap was reporting that it was Riddler.
Really?
Yes.
I'm still a little. I would almost rather that it was like Two-Face. Like, go Harvey Dent. Like, don't go funny and don't go fat, because that's what I expect out of both of those.
That's why I think a lot of people were like, I hope it's not the Penguin,
Yeah.
because that would have seemed like the more obvious choice and stuff.
But Riddler, I can see. Riddler,
I'm all for it, man. I think he's a really good actor. I rewatched Wolf of Wall Street last night. He's really good.
Slight tangent. Did you see the trailer for what the fuck is it? It's Adam Sandler's jewel
Uncut
heist,
Gems or
Uncut
whatever.
Gems.
Yeah.
And it feels like Sandler's like, fuck it. If Jonah Hill can get a fucking Oscar nomination, I can get an Oscar nomination. You just fucking watch.
I never thought he was a bad actor. I mean, if anything, and this is not my opinion, he could be accused of making bad choices or whatever the fuck in the movies if you don't like his stuff, but obviously his stuff's been very commercial. But I never thought he was like a bad actor. That Paul Thomas Anderson movie is really good.
On Strong Love.
Yeah. That when I saw the trailer, I was like, he might. There's going to be Oscar buzz. Like he could wind up getting nominated at the very least. But it looks good.
It does look good.
I like those filmmakers, man. The Safdies, like they make some good shit. They make me feel old when I watch their movies. I'm like, oh shit, I'm an old man.
Getting Up does that for me, but why do my knees hurt? So The Batman is coming out in 2021.
2021?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I think so.
I heard 2020.
June 25th, 2021.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Are you shitting me? I have to wait like fucking a year and a half for a new Batman movie?
You do?
Fuck this world. Well, we got Batwoman coming. That'll hold us over.
We got Batwoman coming.
And I'm sure there's any number of Batman video games. He's joining Fortnite. You could play Fortnite in the Batman universe in Gotham City. I know this because Jason Mewes woke me at 3 in the morning to fucking tell me that Fortnite's adding Batman. I was like, oh my God, is my mother okay? What the fuck?
But no, you will get to see the Joker far sooner than you'll get to see the Batman.
Of course, we're about to see the Joker any minute now. The billboards are up, tickets are on sale.
Billboards are up. The tracking is that it's going to be the biggest October release ever.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. What does that mean? Do they have a figure?
It's tracking now between 80 and 85 million opening weekend.
I'm not good at this kind of shit, but I'd bet that it opens to 3 figures. That movie got to open to 100 because the buzz is loud now. And that's before, John Q. Average and Sally whatever have heard about the movie. Like, this is all film world people that are excited about this shit. They haven't even broken into the mainstream. Wait till the mainstream gets a load of this, man. Oh, my God. They're going to be like, holy fuck, it's a must-see movie. It has must-see written all over it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Nice.
This is a good callback.
Well done.
This movie, I bet you it makes $100 million opening weekend.
It might. Although there is one theater where it will not be playing.
Where?
Aurora.
That
it will not be
makes sense.
It will not be playing in the Cinemark Aurora Theater where the 2012 Dark Knight Rises mass shooting took place.
Because didn't he colored his hair, didn't he?
He was
Like
dressed as the Joker.
Yeah.
And it's a joint decision between both the theater and Warner Brothers. Both parties were like, this would be in bad taste, so we're not going to do that. So it'll make $100 million less the $3,000 that it might have made at that theater.
Right. I mean, honestly, that's like a very tasteful decision.
It is. Makes all the sense.
Because it's not like, I'm sure there's another movie theater in town and stuff. It's just not fucking there. I'm surprised that's still open.
They changed the name, but yeah, they opened it up again.
Thoughts? There's a school of thought that's like, fuck terror. But if we close the theater, the terrorists win. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, and the people who live in that town deserve to be able to see whatever movies they'd like to see. It seems as if the town has spoken that they don't want this one.
Right.
Because
Understandable.
But yeah, I mean, it is still a place where we can all go in a perfect world and trust that the dark won't hurt us.
I got to admit, man, I feel really bad right now because I'm like, wow, that is so far back in the news cycle when it was still shocking. When it was like, what? There's a mass shooting where?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that now?
2012.
Wow.
And we did a spoilers episode about it.
Right around that time. That's right.
That time.
I saw a picture of it online recently. Somebody snapped a picture of you and I together. They're like, oh shit, a fucking fat man spot in the wild or something like that.
Secret origins.
Yes. All right, so that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Sobering. Boy, that brought the room down.
Yes. Sorry.
We were all like, the Joker's going to be great. They're like, not in Aurora. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Forgot about that.
Let's see. The CW is planning now the 6th spinoff from the Arrowverse. Yeah, I know. What?
So wait, let's do them all. First there was Arrow.
Arrow.
Then there was Flash.
Duh.
Then there was Supergirl.
Yes.
Then there was
Legends
Legends.
of Tomorrow.
Then there was...
Batwoman.
No, before that, what about Black Lightning? That's got to count. I mean, it didn't spin out, but it don't exist without those, and it's a Berlanti show.
It don't exist without
and
those.
And it's a DC show.
And they are crossing over now in Crisis.
Yes.
So, yes, 6.
Got to count. So...
Then Batwoman. That's 6.
Well, wait, has there been anything before Batwoman? So the last new show they did was Legends.
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning. Yeah, I guess that's all of them.
Yeah.
All right, keep doing the math.
So that's Batwoman is 6. This new thing will be 7.
Jesus. So that's 7 spinoffs or 6 spinoffs?
6
from
spinoffs
Arrow?
from the original.
From the original. There's got to be some sort of record in TV history, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Prior to that, it was like, well, I'm not because I don't know the record holder, but like Happy Day. Well, Love American Style spawned Happy Days, which spawned Laverne and Shirley, which spawned Mork and Mindy, which spawned Joni Loves Chachi, which spawned
Two Broke Girls.
That was a spinoff. And then All in the Family was another show generator. It starts as All in the Family. Then you get the Jeffersons, Maude,
Right.
Archie Bunker's Place, Gloria was a spinoff at one point. They did another Archie Bunker spinoff like 10 years ago, set at the address. I forget what the address was.
Yeah.
So they got like 6 or 7 out of that show.
221 Racist Lane.
But wow, that's a bunch of spinoffs.
I think
from Arrow.
Star Trek might take the cake.
How?
Because you had Star Trek, you had the animated Star Trek,
Okay.
you had Next Generation, you had Deep Space Nine, you had Voyager, you had Enterprise, now you have Discovery, and you're getting Picard, and then there's going to be Lower Decks, I think.
The comedy.
the animated comedy.
You're right. That's a lot.
That's a lot. But the time was different. Like, it took them 45 years to do that,
Right.
whereas Arrow's doing it in 6.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow pretty much helped build all those shows. Helped build the CW
Pretty
network.
much.
Them and of course Supernatural. Supernatural been the spine of the CW network. Started as a non-CW show, as a
UPN?
not UPN. What was it called? WB.
WB, oh, right, with the frog.
Yeah, it was one of the only shows that lasted from WB into CW.
Dabba, you big.
They're like, let's rebrand.
It's like, you know who people love? The fucking frog from that one episode of Bugs Bunny.
Hey, to be fair, everyone did love that frog, but choosing him as the corporate spokesperson over Bugs Bunny. Do you think Bugs Bunny was like, you chose the fucking frog? I'm the fucking fuck you guys. Both of you Warner's brothers. What happens next then?
So they're doing an offshoot. It's a female-centric offshoot with, let's see, it's revolving around Mia Smoke, who's known as, I guess, the new Green Arrow, and the Canaries, Laurel Lance, and Dinah Drake.
Oh, so they're gonna keep it going.
It's a little Birds of Prey-ish.
Yes, but this indicates they're finishing Arrow. We know that.
They're finishing Arrow. So I don't know what they're calling this show yet. They haven't given it a title. But one of the episodes in the last season of Arrow was going to be a backdoor pilot for this show. In the same way that they did it with The Flash. Like, The Flash was introduced in an episode of Arrow, and then they spun it out from there. And it's like, hey, we're going to this city. Okay, cool. These people. That's what's going to happen here, with a lower voice.
Just out of curiosity, well, I mean, if you've already got an Arrow show, why stop it and start a new Arrow show?
From a business perspective,
Cheaper. Because you don't have to pay everyone like in their 6th year.
Totally.
You can pay everyone like a first-year show.
Right. For every season of a show, everybody gets paid more. The writers get paid more. The cast definitely gets paid more. And so by the end of the show, you're spending more than you're making. So the easiest way to financially square that circle is, okay, new show. Everybody's getting entry-level fees. And then 5 years later, hey, what would be great? New show, guys.
Fuck.
I know you thought you're doing well, but new show, guys.
You can see it coming, man.
Yeah.
What is it? That's right, Constantine. Wait, is that
That wasn't a Berlanti show, though. And it was at NBC.
Yeah,
So it wasn't
but he's
CW.
actually now involved with Legends.
He's on Legends.
He's on Legends.
So I don't know if that counts. It's not part of the traditional Berlantiverse as we understand it to be.
And then when does Batwoman begin? I've been seeing bus ads and stuff. So it must
Early
be
October, October 6th, I think. Speaking of the Berlantiverse, Tom Welling is showing up in Crisis.
the worst kept secret in the business. But yes, when they announced it, I was like, what a surprise. Delightful. When I first heard this news months ago, it was delightful. Like, they're getting everybody, man. It makes sense. Big question, will he wear the S? Because, you know, he didn't wear the S ever. Even in that last shot, when he fucking, in Smallville, when he finally revealed the S, they shot him blank-chested and put the S on in post because apparently believes in the Superman
He's allergic
curse.
to the letter?
Well, the Superman curse. Anyone who wears the S, like, you know, fucking George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, and stuff like that. So I guess he believed that. That's what I'd heard.
I mean, is Dean Cain in a bunker somewhere?
No, he's still around, I think. But yeah, I wonder if he'll wear the S. Like, has he gotten over that suspicion? The superstition?
I mean, my guess is he doesn't wear the S simply because they already have these two other dudes wearing the S.
I mean, it's Crisis on Infinite Earth, so you can have a bunch of Supermans.
I know.
He's got to wear the S. If he don't wear the S, we revolt. You know, like fucking. I'm not even deeply invested in that aspect of it, but I think he should wear the S. Especially because he spent so much time not wearing the S.
So now he just only wears S's?
Yeah. Make him earn it. How much do you think they're going to pay him? That's got to. He's not doing that out of the kindness of his heart. Like, you know, CW had to open up the cash register, man.
Yeah, but really though?
Fuck yeah. I know, you're like, what's he been doing lately? He's set for life, man. Set for life because of that show. And he's got other shit going on. So, like, and famously, he's been
very reticent.
Yeah, going nowhere near it. So
yeah, I'm sure they bought him lunch. At least.
Got to be more than lunch.
But like a good lunch, though.
Like, in the world of TV, if you're making this crossover event, like, I'm not going to say you need him, but you kind of do. You don't have any of these shows without Smallville.
That's fair.
If I was him, I'd cash in big time.
It's like lunch and dinner.
They're like, thank God he doesn't have his agent. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's
and Erica
good.
Durance is returning as Lois Lane.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that'll be fun. What else we got? Hold. Speaking of Supernatural,
Yeah.
a little off-brand. They're
Not really on brand. We just don't really talk about it. Did you ever watch Supernatural?
Nah, man.
Jason Mewes, every episode.
There's too many episodes.
He's seen them all.
I would love somebody to be like, here's the 10 you need to watch. And not like you should start at like season 4 and then just plow on through. I mean, it's only going to be like 200 episodes of television, but you're not busy.
I'm sure I've told this story before, but when I was working on Reaper at CW, I directed the pilot. Thank you. I was not holding for that, but fucking thank you. When we did it and they bought the pilot, they were like, we're going to take this to series and shit. The head of the network at the time, Dawn, what was her name? I forget.
Olmsted?
I don't think it was that. She said...
Summers?
Yeah, I think... Was that it?
Dawn Summers? No, that's Buffy's sister.
I forget her name. But in any event, she said, this is going to come in at just the right time. She's going, because we're almost done with Supernatural, so this could take over for Supernatural. That was 25 years ago. But it was a while ago, man. Supernatural just kept fucking going, man. They finally announced that they're done, right?
They finally announced that they're done. But one of them Supernatural boys is going off to do another thing.
Got to be Jared Padalecki.
Hold. Yeah. Yes. It's coming through now, Con. Jared Padalecki is going off to reboot Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, really?
Yep.
All right. I mean, I just always associated that very heavily with, you know,
Chuck Norris. Yeah.
It seems like it was all dependent on Chuck Norris. It would seem like, hey, they're going to reboot Mork and Mindy. Like, without Robin Williams? What's the point and shit? But if anybody can pull it off, it's the guy who has made 183 years of Supernatural. The audience loves him, and I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah, no, CBS is getting back in the Walker business.
CBS. So he's going from CW to CBS and stuff.
Yeah, at CBS Studios, the CW is happy to have it as the network. Like the Marc Pedowitz is like, oh no, he can come back whenever he wants.
Marc Pedowitz, man, like, he was talking about Supernatural at one point. We were at a dinner up in Vancouver, like when they start their season, like they have, like he comes up and takes all the cast out to dinner and stuff. So I was working on an episode when he came up. Like they were like, you get to go to dinner too. And I said, how long are you gonna keep going with Supernatural? And like serious as a heart attack, Marc Pedowitz goes, we'll make that show as long as those boys want to make that show. And he wasn't kidding, man. Like they just fucking dialed in and totally fucking made that show for years and years and years.
You know, some things never get old, some things never die.
Walker, Texas Rangers, CBS. Wow.
Were you a
man.
Walker fan as a kid?
I mean, no. Not at all. Like, but not because I'm like, fuck that show. It was just never on my radar. It seemed more like a show my dad would enjoy. But I don't even think my dad watched that one.
It was never the sort of thing where you're like, I just happen to be here and we're watching Walker and oh shit, it turns out I love Walker and I'll see you guys in 12 years after Walker.
If I had ever watched, the only way I would have gotten into Walker is if they're like, now he's putting on a cape and cowl. And I'd be like, fuck yeah, Walker, man.
What was a show that your parents watched that you got dragooned into watching and then became a fan of?
Dynasty. My mother would always watch Dynasty, and I'd be like, fucking, oh, Ma, can't we watch anything else? And she's like, no, I like this. I like watching the money. That's what she said. So, I was just stuck watching it because it was either that or do homework or whatever. We didn't have the internet. It was like 3 channels or fucking go to sleep. So she'd watch that at 10 o'clock at night, and I'd watch it with her. And it was weird. It was like seeing a different side of my mother. Like really engrossed in these fucking ridiculous storylines and shit like that about infidelity. And it made me go like, Ma, did you ever cheat on Dad? She's like, bite your tongue. But if I was gonna, it'd be with him. You know, and she fucking points people on the show that she presumably was talking about fucking, man. And I was like, so I got to see a different version of her when I watched that show. And then I got roped in and was invested in shit. Like just like in the storyline, and then when they brought in Alexis Carrington, when they brought in what's her name, Joan Collins, holy shit, the show took a big jump, and she was like one of those you hate her but you gotta watch her, like fun to hate characters and stuff. And my mom would always like, my mom is so fucking Catholic, bro. She never fucking cursed ever. She'd always be like, oh, HE double hockey stick. She wouldn't even say hell. But during fucking Dynasty, whenever Joan Collins would come on and fucking say something and leave the scene, my mom would always go, that bitch. Like it was so programmed for her, man. What about you? What did you watch? What did you get sucked into?
General Hospital.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
Because your mom?
My mom was a diehard General Hospital fan, so we'd come home from school, and it was always around the 3 o'clock time, so we would want to watch cartoons, and I was not on the fucking menu because Luke and Laura were doing shit. But here's the thing. The season that I started watching with my mom, it was like the Ice Princess season where there was like a weather dominator.
Oh, that's right, where it got really ridiculous.
Yeah, like,
comic booky.
It got super fucking like, basically it's like the Rise of Serpentor shit, but in like Port Charles, where like Scorpio is leading some weird ass fucking quest to bring winter to Port Charles.
The only time I almost watched that show was when I heard, because I remember Walter Flanagan being like, they're doing some comic book shit on General Hospital right now. I was like, how do you know? He's like, my mom watches it. And he said that they got a weather machine. I was like, that's some comic book shit right there.
Yes. And they would eventually drop that shit, and so I'm just watching them for the romance between Luke and Laura, who are now like 78 years old and still kicking it.
Jeannie Francis and Anthony, what was his name? Tony Geary, thank you.
Nice.
Co-star of Disorderlies, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
He worked with Jeannie Francis, yes, but he also worked with the Fat Boys.
So yeah, Walker, Texas Ranger might be coming from one of them Supernatural boys, and it'll run for 15 years with no spinoffs.
I guess the idea is just like, people know the name, so they'll tune in. But, it's very brand identified with him, like almost like a show that was just kind of built for him.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for another Knight Rider. If they bring me another Knight Rider, I will be happy.
I thought they did that. Haven't they done it a few times? And one time it was with, like, him. Hasselhoff came back, right?
I think they did, like, Knight Rider
2000 or
something like that. And then in 2010, I want to say, like they did another one with Will Arnett as the voice of Kit.
What?
Yeah. It was supposed to be Val Kilmer, and the pilot had Val Kilmer's voice, but he, turns out, was the voice of Chevy on the commercials, and because this Kit was a Ford, they're like, fuck you, you can't have Val Kilmer. And then Will Arnett just showed up.
Is this a dream that you had?
It's a dream that I often have, but
This
it's
actually
true.
all happened?
It actually really happened.
Jesus. Which car?
The new Kit, the Mustang.
The Kit from his version?
See?
Fucking A. Is that all the news?
That is all the news.
Give it up for Marc. He found news, man. All right, kids, we come to the part of the show that seems to be everybody's favorite, man. This is the Q&A portion of the show where we ask you good folks in the audience to let us know what you want to know. And we used to like be all threatening about it and be like, hey, man, you got to fucking ask questions that we can both answer or else, you know, you're not going to play and shit. We don't have to do that anymore because JC has folks, what do they, write the questions down before they come in now or something like that? It's vetted, but not vetted, like, take the dangerous questions out. We look for the dangerous questions, but there really are none. Why do we do it this way now?
Because I don't want a room full of people angry at me that I didn't pick them. And then at the end of the show, you guys go home and they like sit here with crossed arms, angry, like, I thought we had something, man.
Fair enough. All right, so JC has gone through the questions and picked out a bunch, 3, I guess, not technically a bunch, for us to do here tonight. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once and I shouldn't. They want you to sign that as well. It's for a little boy.
Why?
Because they like the show, they said.
Okay, cool. I wasn't supposed to be here today.
Well remembered. So JC's picked out 3 questions, and the folks that ask these questions, they're going to walk away with a prize. Am I right?
They are indeed.
2 things this week?
2 things this week.
2
We got
things this
signed
week.
posters.
Right here, you get a signed poster from Nate, our friend Nate. Dark Nate Returns right here. He does all of our beautiful show art. This one here features me and Mr. Marc Bernardin, and it's signed by me and Mr. Marc Bernardin. It's also signed by Nate. So everybody who asks the question gets one of those. And then, of course, as always, man, our good friend Brett Deacon hooked us up with 4DX tickets, which they now give us sweet reusable bags for. You get these tickets, you get to go to a 4DX or a ScreenX screening presentation of a movie. If you haven't done that yet, kids, holy fuck. You must have way better shit to do in life because nothing's better than fucking 4DX, man. And I say that having had a child. 4DX is a way to watch a movie where the chair is moving and is shooting shit in your face and fucking making things smell and whole fucking room comes to life and spins around. If you're watching Star Wars and the crawl goes, your chair goes back to match the fucking crawl. It's a wonderful way to watch a movie. If you've never seen one in 4DX, 3 people tonight are going to win 2 tickets apiece, and they can go check out one of those movies.
Yeah, they got Gemini Man coming up as the next 4DX.
That's the Will
picture.
Smith movie.
The Will Smith v. Will Smith picture.
Gotta be honest with you, man. I'm into watching it, but like when I saw the trailer, the big reveal, they're like, you know, first there's Will Smith, and then they're like, and look, it's Will Smith. And I was like, well, all right, so they just shot him twice. And then, but then somebody was like, no, man, he's young. And I had to go watch the trailer again to be like, oh, like maybe 2 weeks younger. Like, he literally looks like the same guy, man. I don't think it's playing the way they think it's playing.
No, yeah. I think if it had been like Nicolas Cage, they're like, oh shit, that's a much younger Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But
it just looks like Will Smith from Tuesday, you know, as opposed to Will Smith from today.
It's the black don't crack effect.
Is that what that is?
Pretty much, which is he's immovable and unageable. And so like.
Because he does look as young as he did on fucking
Kinda,
Fresh Prince.
because the years have never relaxed. They're just still fucking out there. Dumbo style.
That's true. It's the ears.
It's
all
the ears. It's all in the ears.
All right,
yes.
so you could go see Gemini Man. Is that what it's called?
Gemini Man.
Gemini Man in 4DX. Will it be ScreenX as well? ScreenX is another version. It's your chair don't move, but they take up 3 walls. First, you're looking ahead with where the screen is, and then they also put information on both sides of the walls. We took everyone to go see Spider-Man Far From Home in a free presentation by the ScreenX folks, man. It was amazing. It was awesome.
According to Deacon, Gemini Man is in ScreenX. I don't know if it's also in 40X, but definitely ScreenX.
ScreenX, so you can see it there.
Yes.
All right, man. So we got 3 question askers. What's this about? Who's this from? Is this a gift for us? From you? What is it?
It's Suicide Prevention Month right now.
Get up to the mic. Hold on. That's important. What's your name, young camper?
My name's JD.
Everyone give it up for JD. Mug here says correspondence. Go ahead, explain, sir.
So that is Suicide Prevention Month right now, September. A few years ago, I won't get too dark, but my depression and anxiety kind of took hold of me, and couldn't leave the bedroom. And I discovered a couple YouTube videos, podcasts, Comics Artist, Pro Secrets, and you guys. And your camaraderie, just your celebration of pop culture, it made me smile and laugh and inspired me to get going. And I created this web series. It's a web mini-series called Correspondence. It's a suicide prevention awareness web series. I've heard you guys are fans of Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of the Twin Peaks family helped us out with that. Sabrina S. Sutherland, she's the executive producer of The Return. She's an executive producer here. Michael Burrell, Skip Buckalow, and Cheryl Lee, who plays Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
She's in a couple of the episodes for us.
Wow.
And the series, it's focused on a hotline counselor. I had my buddy Ted Hornick write it. He was a hotline counselor for 3 years. So it's really authentic, and you just stay with the counselor. Every episode is a call he receives.
Fucking A.
And it's just supposed to encourage people that might be reluctant to call. There's no reason for that stigma to exist.
Agreed.
And your company at that time, it really helped me. And I appreciate it very much.
Means the world. Thank
you. Misfit Picture Shows is the production company, and the YouTube channel is Misfit Picture Shows. All the content is there, and actually, I wanted to take it a step further, so we've created a podcast. It's like a comic book club. I wanted to engage with people. Every week we read a comic graphic novel, reveal what next week's is so people can read along with us. We talk about it, we rate it, and at the end of every episode, the viewer can rate it as well, A, B, C, D, and then we just encourage comments, and that's on that channel as well. And that stuff wouldn't exist without you guys kind of doing what you do, so thank you.
It exists because of you, man.
Thank
Give it
you.
up for yourself. Thank you. Pleasure. Isn't it nice to be involved in somebody else's art? We didn't have to do anything. And we're still involved somehow. It's so nice, man. All right. JC's picked 3 people. JC, who is the first?
Galen Beers.
Galen?
Ooh.
Is it Galen?
Here we go.
Did you say Galen?
Galen.
Everyone give it up for Galen.
Hey.
I was all incredulous. Galen is from Planet of the Apes. There was a character named Galen in the TV version of Planet of the Apes. It was their friend in the TV version.
Yeah, and there's also Battlestar, and then, what is it, Dragon Slayer.
Galen, that's right. In Dragon Slayer, the character's name was Galen.
Wow.
And who?
Yeah, and Jen Erso's dad. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, and Rogue One.
What
Yeah.
if it's all the same dude?
Over and over
The
again.
secret history of Galen.
It's me. I've been trying to get my name out there.
You're doing a great job. What can we do you for, Galen?
Well, I was just thinking how fun it would be to revisit Dawn of the Dead.
Fuck yeah. Aren't they doing that? Are they? No. Are they doing a what's his name?
George Romero?
No, Zack Snyder is doing like a zombie series.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Well, that was easy. No, go ahead. But I think he is. Didn't I see that? He's
I
doing
think so, like Army of the Dead.
a Netflix movie. Is that what it is? A Netflix movie?
Yeah, it's like a casino heist during a zombie apocalypse.
A casino heist during a zombie apocalypse? Zach's back,
Yeah.
ladies and
A
gentlemen.
little from column A, a little from column B.
I loved his Dawn of the Dead, man. Like, that's
Yeah.
a tough movie to touch because I love the original, and I thought he did a really good job. But anyway, back to you.
Hey, Galen.
I was just thinking it was really interesting because, online economy is killing the American mall. So I was just wondering if you thought it should be set in an abandoned mall or in an Amazon fulfillment center.
Ah! Genius. All right. We're doing a modern day Dawn of the Dead.
And it needs to be, if it's going to be Dawn of the Dead, it also needs to be kind of about consumerism and sort of the economy and...
Got to take place in a Starbucks. Where do we go with it, man? I like the Amazon thing. Wouldn't it take place in an Amazon warehouse and shit? And everyone's trying to escape from the zombies on those fucking things they ride around. What are they called? What is it? Segway, the
Segway.
forklift. Segway.
Or like a bird
prawn.
scooter.
Yes, birding around.
I think if I was going to do one of those today, I would do it at like Galaxy's Edge. You know, like some theme park installation, because that is, at this point, the purest distillation of economic greed there is, which is they've already got you for the $150 it costs you to walk through the door. And then they're going to get you for the food that you buy. And then you're going to go on the fucking ride. And here's the mall you have to go into when you get off the ride. And you can't walk past all of that stuff with a 9-year-old and not buy them everything they want.
This episode of Fat Man Beyond sponsored by Disney.
Hey! But it doesn't have to be Galaxy's Edge, but some, theme park world that somebody has built. And maybe it's a fucking zombie world. Why isn't there a zombie theme park? Aside from, like, Halloween haunted nights that happen at theme parks. I don't go because I'm a pussy. But yeah, that's what I do.
Where does Dawn of the Dead happen? Well, I mean, based on my body of work, I've already done my mall movie, so I can't go there. I'm tempted to say convenience store, but I've been saying that for 25 years. Where does one go? Where do people?
Costco? Walmart?
I mean, it's still, but you're still. Do you do it about consumerism? Like, is that the statement one makes at this point? Like, what is in the 70s? If that was your, we're gonna take on commercialism, consumerism. What is it? Say one more
Selfie
time.
museum.
Selfie museum. Yeah, all the zombies would be like, oh. Let's see. What is, where? Where? Comic-Con. I mean, that's close to my heart and shit, just because you wouldn't know the difference. Where, would you say where? Con of the Dead.
Are you dead or in your line for Hall H? Well, I'm not
Same
sure.
diff.
Just shuffling, man.
I was in line at Hall H and I died and I come back to life. Where? Political party conference. I'm tempted to say yes, but fuck, I'm tired of politics. Like, if I'm gonna watch a zombie movie, I don't want to fucking talk about that shit. Food hall. Where? Food hall. Food hall.
Or if you do it about politics, just have the zombies win in the first 10 minutes, and then that's it. Just everybody's dead. Great.
Yeah, it begins with like election that everyone's like, no, this is the worst thing that ever happened, and then and people are like, I take it back. Where does texting while driving?
It's a very small movie.
The whole zombie movie takes place in a car. I like. Facebook, man. Yes.
I got it.
Go.
Jurassic Park. We've spent
Zombies with dinosaurs. Zombie dinosaurs.
zombie fucking dinosaurs.
Nothing's gonna beat that. Give it up for zombie dinosaurs. You win! Give it up for Galen, ladies and gentlemen.
May I also say happy birthday to my boyfriend, Nicholas Gomez?
Fuck yeah. What's his name?
Nicholas Gomez.
Where is Nicholas? Nicholas, stand the fuck up. Join her in the spotlight.
Before we do this, are there any other birthdays today?
Oh, is there another birthday here? Who? Yours? Yes, sir. Stand up there and join them in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Anyone else celebrating a birthday? Good. Here we go.
Do you know who was on an episode of the A-Team?
I smell a three-way. Birthday three-way. When were you born? 81. When were you born?
1984.
All right, so he's got you by a couple of years and stuff. But born on the same, yeah, sit the fuck down. But technically you were born on his birthday.
Yeah.
You were a gift to him. He just didn't know it until now. Here we go. Everyone knows the words to this. Give it up for the boys. Ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to yous. Plural. Happy birthday to yous. Happy birthday, dear yous two guys. Happy birthday to you. Many happy returns, boys.
Galen, don't forget your stuff.
Galen, you get to take him to the movies for his birthday. Well done. Pleasure. All right, JC, give us another victim.
Looking for Chris Dorman.
Chris! Everyone give it up for Chris, man.
Thanks, guys.
How are you, Chris?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, guys. So I had a question for you guys. I think everyone in this bar right now is very, very excited about the Masters of the Universe show, right? Yeah.
Slide over, lean against that wall so you stay in the light.
Find my light?
Okay. Find your light.
So my question, I'm a big animation fan and a big voiceover fan. I understand that non-disclosure agreements are a big part of the industry, so you can take the fifth if you want to. But I wanted to ask you both, what is your dream casting for the role of Skeletor in Masters of the Universe? Dream casting? Kevin Smith is closing his goddamn
You're
mouth.
going to get me fired, man.
I don't want to. You can pass if you want to. Just...
You're going to leave your friend behind. But if you pass, then you can't pass, and then you're no friend of mine.
I mean, look, even though I could talk about who I want, but like that won't mean anything at the end of the day. How do we do this?
I mean, I have a suggestion.
Let's hear your suggestion.
You suggest a thing.
He was just on the Dark Crystal series on Netflix. It's the original cock knocker, Mr. Marc fucking Hamill. That would be astounding.
That is a great idea. That's a legit wonderful idea.
Can you get him?
I don't know.
Please, Kevin.
He's very busy these days, but what a great idea. Fuck, that's true. He is a fucking voice talent guy. How do we do this?
Well, I mean, we could do the spin where if we dreamcasted it, it can't be somebody who's alive. So we have to,
oh shit!
So we can.
Then we'll never get in trouble.
We can never get in trouble. Nobody can my agent said that Kevin Smith wanted me to play blah blah blah.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Oh my god! Because I'm like, I want Ben Franklin to play He-Man. They're like, all right. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right.
Okay. So Skeletor as a dead man.
A dead actor playing Skeletor.
On the nose.
Frank Langella's alive. What about... All right, here's mine. Robert Shaw, who played Captain Quint in Jaws as the voice of Skeletor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In that world, my He-Man, Paul Newman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Old Blue Eyes himself.
In this dead incarnation of this, I go Christopher Lee as Skeletor.
Ooh, that's good.
Not bad, right?
That's really good.
And I go Charlton Heston as He-Man.
Perfect.
I have the power. Robert Stack as Skeletor? That's
Robert
He-Man.
Stack? Isn't he still alive? Did Robert Stack die?
I think he passed away.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's been gone for a while.
Oh, you know who'd be awesome for fucking Skeletor? Yul Brenner.
Oh, this is a puzzlement.
Bring me the head of He-Man.
All right, well, we should do the rest. Who would be Tila? Farrah Fawcett Majors?
Ooh, not
Yeah,
bad.
man, yeah.
Eartha Kitt.
Ooh, yeah. Perfect.
Good pull.
Yes.
Man at Arms. Red Fox.
Yeah!
I'm coming, He-Man!
Scatman Crothers.
Oh, shit. That's a good fucking pull, man. Scatman Crothers, like, I could see that. That totally works. You got the power! Your power's shining.
Do you like ice cream?
Who else? Orko. Okay, hold on.
Paul fucking Lind.
I swear to God, I was going to say Paul Lynde. Holy shit, it's meant to be. We should get married. Paul Lynde is the voice of Orko.
That'd be amazing.
The voice for those who are like Paul Lynde, he was the center square on Hollywood Squares forever, but he's the voice of Templeton the rat. Mm-hmm. So he'd be like, Eternia is a veritable smorgasbord. What a great poll. That was a great question. That was fun. You win a poster and tickets. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure. So fun. All right.
Who's going to bring it home?
Oh, there we go. Dr. Eric Grebe.
We have
a doctor?
Is there a doctor in the house? Give it up for Eric, man. Eric's here. Are you truly a doctor, a medicine doctor, or a doctor of letters?
Okay, I have to make a fucking confession.
Okay.
I'm clearly not a doctor.
Fuck.
I was about to concur.
Yeah, I'm not.
Fair enough.
Not to go there, but my best friend was.
Your best friend was a doctor?
Yes.
Fair enough.
And he was the biggest fucking nerd I've ever met in my life. And I love him.
When you say he was a doctor,
He was a doctor, and unfortunately, he passed away. And my wife and I are actually, we found him. We discovered him when he died. And
young?
yeah, young, yeah. And anyway, he loved you. And my new friends and my wife were sitting here and we're like, how great is this? Like, one, to be alive, but also, if he were alive, being here tonight with you guys would be one of the greatest experiences of his life.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you. Doctor of what?
He was a vet. He was a veterinarian.
We lost a fucking animal doctor?
Lost an animal doctor.
Now the story gets really sad, man.
Right?
Like, a human doctor, whatever.
Yeah.
But
No big deal.
motherfuckers saving puppies and kittens, we need that.
For sure.
Damn it.
But we made some new friends, and we're all going around asking questions. That if you had the ability to ask a question. My new friend from Denver didn't want to ask a question because, which I thought was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, he didn't want to ask a question, hate to call you out, because he knew that someone in this room, if they had the opportunity to ask you a question, it would be one of the great moments of their life. So in that spirit, I wanted to ask a question on behalf of my friend Dr. Eric Grebe,
Fucking A, man.
which is this. What is the greatest question in the history of nerddom to be asked?
Okay, so like a quote from a character.
Or the greatest question that in nerddom to ever be asked.
Yeah.
Like, this is not I'm not pitching this, but like,
No.
who is Luke Skywalker's father? Like that kind of question?
Right.
Because I know.
Also,
Spoilers.
All right, so hold on. So what? Oh my God!
Yes.
Who said that? Stand up, motherfucker. Stand up. Give that man an applause. Wow, that is staggeringly wonderful. Who shot first? And everyone knows what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in this room is like, oh, I know, and it wasn't fucking hot. You know, it's a burrito. I'm telling you, that's a fucking great answer. Do you have a better answer than that?
I have an answer. I don't think it's better than that.
Okay, fair enough, go.
What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
I thought of that too. That's the second one that we're on the same page. That's a good one too, man. But you're right, it's not nearly as good.
No. I realize that it's a step down for sure.
Yeah, fuck, that was good. And but while we're here, we'll take. Who else got one? Fuck, that's even better, man. That may be the. Fuck you. That may be the best fucking question, the best sci-fi question. Wars or Trek? That really. For a long time, that was the dividing line, man. That's a great fucking question.
Do android dream of electric sheep?
My man's like, I know the answer, Trek. What was it?
Androids dream of electric sheep.
JC said, do androids dream of electric sheep? The title of course, fucking... Yes, that's a great poll. Who said who is Dark Man?
That's
still
marketing
pulling,
language.
still pulling for Liam Neeson. What's a Nubian?
Nothing but the rain, baby.
That's a personal favorite of mine. What else? God, this is fun. What else? Wait, go.
Who's faster, Superman or Flash?
Fantastic fucking question right there. Belong to an entire generation. Who's faster, Superman or Flash? That's excellent. Right now, 1, 2, 3. Top 3 fucking answers.
Terminator or RoboCop?
You could have just stopped at who would win in a fight. You're absolutely right. That may be the number one fucking question. It may go over everything else. Who would win in a fight? And then you just put in whatever names you want. That is a total sci-fi nerd fucking question that they still ask today. Jason Mewes, I was just with him today. We were being interviewed for the movie. And when we left, we were walking someplace. We saw somebody had a Hulk tattoo. And as we fucking walked downstairs, he goes, who do you think would win in a fight? The Hawk or Hawkman? And I said, there is no Hawk, unless you're talking about Buck Rogers. And he goes, no, man, the Hawk. And I was like, the Hawk? But you said Hawkman. He's like, the Hawkman versus the Hawk, the Incredible Hawk. And I'm like, it's Hulk, you fucking idiot, Hulk! But who would win in a fight is definitely fucking, that's part of our world. That's a big part of what fuels it, and probably what created fandom. Think about it. The first motherfuckers ever got together as cavemen and shit and fucking like talked about science fiction.
Eagle versus shark.
Yes. Yes. Who would win in a fight? That's great, man. Anybody else?
More like a comment than a question.
Yes?
That's it.
More a comment than a question? Did the contractors on the Death Star deserve to die? That was definitely my question.
Yeah, and also, like, to be honest,
nice.
I mean, not
Crossing
science fiction, but I'll take it.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
That's fucking great. But I'd say that's a comedy question. That's true. That's true, man. What house are you? Wow, that's good. I would have never thought about that. That's a sad generation after us. Who said a tradies? Genius. That was a great fucking question. Give it up for him, man. He absolutely fucking won it. In honor of the great Doc, we miss him, man. Pleasure. You honored your friend, man. That's beautiful. Shit, we're out of shit. Is that yours? Are we meant to do something
I don't
with
know.
a flash shirt?
Who left a flash shirt that's like super small?
Is that meant to be signed? On your left. Oh, well done. Is that meant to be signed? Yeah, can you sign it? Is there no Marvel question?
Well, I mean, the who'd win in a fight. Like,
I guess that covers
that
it.
qualifies.
Yeah, absolutely.
What superhero that's not announced for the MCU do you want to see?
What superhero not announced for the MCU? would I like to see? I mean, yes, I would like to see Nova, and I bet you we're going to get Nova sooner or later. In a world where they're just getting around now to the 10 rings, which they've referenced in the fucking first Iron Man, like, right? Now, like, we're going to get Shang-Chi and the Master, and the Legend of the 10 Rings. In that world, I could see them getting to Nova a couple years from now, you know, where they've set up the Nova Corps in Guardians, and then we've forgotten about it, so to bring him back, because they destroyed that planet, right? Xandar, which he destroyed, which when they didn't come back. They're all dead, right? Even though the fucking snap and the double snap, Xandar, everyone that was killed on Xandar remains dead.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that
the
means
Nova
there
Corps is
is
not
a
into-
Nova, like there could be a Nova still out there, and then they get to do Nova. That would be great. I think that's coming. Adam Warlock, absolutely, and they teased that at the end of Guardians 2, remember? She's like, I'll call him Adam. Who would I like to see from the... I mean, it sounds like it's coming, but I really do want to see Submariner, man. Like, I think that, and it sounds like it's going to be in Black Panther,
I
if the
think
rumors
so.
we've heard, and that's fantastic. I look forward to seeing that character come into the movies. I mean, we've seen DC do the oceans, and they did a great job with Aquaman, but like, I want to see what the Marvel oceans look like. There's a character I love from a miniseries they did years ago called Fool Killer that I would love to see him do, but I can't imagine they'll ever get that far down the bench. Slapstick. Wow. Holy shit.
I kind of want Kraven, the Hunter.
Yes. I agree. That'd be great. Kraven the Hunter, man. And do that storyline. Do the, Fearful Symmetry storyline. Which I thought for a minute when, like, at the end of, which I rewatched Far From Home, it's on home video and shit. The movie's just such a delight. You smile throughout the whole thing. And then in the last 2 minutes of the movie, they're like, here's an even better fucking movie, credits. And you're like, no! And I got so psyched. And then I got instantly sad because I'm like, it's all over.
Well,
We're not going to get what they were going to do unless those two fucking mega giants get together again.
well, you can still have a Spider-Man movie where everybody knows his name.
I guess you're
Yeah.
right.
I mean, it's just not you don't get Happy anymore. You don't get him as his sort of Q in the way that we had in Far From Home.
Right.
But you can still have, oh shit, my life is shambles and everybody knows who I am and I can't go to school anymore and I can't go home anymore and apparently I'm a mass murderer and I'm on the lam. He's a lamist.
Well, that would mean that who's playing J. Jonah Jameson?
JK.
J.K. Simmons is in 3 Spider-Man universes. Sam Raimi's universe, the Marvel universe, and now the Sony standalone non-Marvel universe. The only guy to play J. Jonah Jameson in 3 universes.
He's the true walker between worlds.
He is. And also Commissioner Gordon.
Yes. And also, not my tempo.
Not my time. Oh my God, he was so good in that movie.
When I went to one of the meetings, the pitch that I had today, the lobby of this particular floor seems to be like the pitch pen, where like all of the people who are coming in to pitch their TV show all have to wait together in this massive lobby. And J.K. Simmons was part of one of those other teams going into pitch, and he's a frightening human being to sit next to.
Frightening?
He just like looks, because he's like 60-something years old, made of like corded wood, like his arms are just
He got
jacked.
into it. He's got guns and
Yeah,
shit.
like he got jacked for Commissioner Gordon. And
Somebody
just-
told him he thought he was playing Batman. He got real fucking jacked.
Yeah.
And he got to set. They're like, no, you're Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah,
He's
when
like,
do I
"What
take
the
my
fuck
shirt
am I-"
off?
Yeah,
But I did all this work.
Turn on the light. I'm going to rip my shirt off.
Yeah. And also, like, I go back to Oz with him.
That's true.
And if you've never seen Oz, he was an awful, awful human being.
Yeah, terrifying.
Vern Schillinger.
Yeah.
And so to just see that dude, like, in the wild is frightening.
I'm a big Law and Order guy, so when I see him, I see Skoda, the guy who was like the forensics dude. He was always sarcastic and shit. I love them. Loved him in that role. Shit, we're out of
show, man.
We're out of show. We're out of questions. We're out of fucking Q&As. I guess all that's left is to ask the folks here, did you have a good time, ladies and gentlemen? I had an absolutely fucking wonderful time, man. The fucking Q&A questions are great. It was fun and shit. And we got a great discourse going, man. I'm going to miss this for a couple months when I go on tour. It's always my favorite part of the week coming here, man. It's an easy fucking 2 hours and a pleasant one. And it's like being around fucking friends. Barely feels like a show. Feels more like a book club where we just sit around and talk about shit and stuff. Real sweet. So I'm going to miss it for a few months. But we'll be back before the end of the year. We'll do it like once or twice more in December before the year ends and stuff. If you're looking for me, I'll be out on the road. RebootRoadshow.com is where you can get tickets. October 15th and 17th. If you're like, I don't want to go see you and Jay with the movie. I just want to see the movie. You can go see it at any multiplex. FathomEvents.com has your tickets and whatnot. This guy is going to continue doing stuff right here. Watch this space because he's going to be doing shows and stuff like that.
And then we might get you piping in here and there from the road.
That's true. I will. I'll be checking in from time to time and whatnot.
What did you do to my show?
Yeah, what's going on here? Fuck, ladies and gentlemen, it's like, you know, it's tough to end it because it's like, oh, now we don't get to do it for a minute longer and stuff. So I'm stalling, and I shouldn't. I really shouldn't stall.
This is some end of Lord of the Rings type shit.
It is.
It's like,
yeah.
How many endings can we do here?
Here come the Eagles. I can't thank you enough for coming out and supporting the show. As you know from last week, we hit an anniversary of sorts. This is the 11th sellout straight, JC, or 12th?
10th?
10.
This is the 10th straight sellout, man. You guys have sold us out 10 straight shows in a row. But there absolutely is no show without the guy to my left. Give it up for Mr. Marc Menardin. Come to the Herbarium on Friday and get some of our new weed, man. Jay and Silent Bob are going to sell you weed right there, man. Failing that, that's all we got, man. That is Fat Man Beyond for this week. I'm Kevin Smith.
I am Marc Bernard.
Tune in next
season.
Yeah. Come back in a little while. Same fat time, same fat channel, smodcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.
For the good of all Cree, ladies and gentlemen, good night.